Moving on, former US Vice President Al Gore says it's time for an Occupy democracy movement to fix America's political system. Gore says action is needed to mend what he called a no longer functional US government. He says American democracy has been hacked and dominated by corporate interests. The former vice president adds that the influence of money in politics has grown to the point that money has become a proxy for a vote. Gore was speaking at a gathering of technology experts, entrepreneurs and journalists in the city of Austin. From Washington, I'm joined by Brent Brodowski, columnist with The Hill. Welcome to the programme, sir. Mr. Brodowski, Al Gore says democracy in the US has been hacked. Just how poor is democracy in the US to begin with?
Well, it is in a state of peril. Number one, there has been big money corrupting our system, big lobbyists using big money, buying legislation, and big money influencing campaigns. As Vice President Gore correctly said, a lot of that dirty money is used to buy dirty television ads, which further corrupts our system. There's also been, right now, all over America, attempts to prevent black people from voting, to prevent Hispanics from voting, to prevent elderly, old voters from voting by creating phony and impossible requirements to present ID that many of these people don't have. There are conservative Republicans and conservative right-wing governors that are Republicans trying to prevent people from voting. So you have the vote is being devalued and hurt. People are trying to prevent voting, prevent democracy. Money is buying and corrupting our system. And Vice President Gore is 100% right. And what we're now about to see, we're having warm weather in the United States, as some of you may heard. So the spring revival of Occupy has started already. It started right now, and Vice President Gore wants to have Occupy democracy. And it's a very important and very good moment in American politics that he is doing that.
Indeed. Well, Gore says that money has become a proxy for a vote. To touch on the issue of democracy now, it's election year in the US, and speaking of elections, just how democratic do you think the elections are? The fact that the president is elected through an electorate and not directly through popular vote?
Well, first of all, remember that Al Gore was actually elected president in the year 2000 by a majority vote, and he was denied the presidency by a Supreme Court decision that many of us believe violated the basic ideas of democracy. So there is a problem. These attacks on people voting by right-wing Republicans are outrageous. Attempts to prevent minority and poor people and older voters from voting is very anti-democratic. And again, the corruption of money in our system, the buying of democracy, the buying of votes, the attempts to buy the election create enormous peril. We have these super PACs now that can take unlimited money because of a very corrupted Supreme Court decision called Citizens United that basically says the rich can try to buy elections and can spend all of the money that they want. So Vice President Gore and others, including myself, including the Occupy movement, we are fighting back for people and democracy instead of money and corruption.
Indeed. On that note, we'll leave it there. Many thanks, sir, to Brent Brodowski, columnist with The Hill from Washington.